This is the AUK ACCU Lift. This has been designed to fit with our AUK, INCRA and JessEm tabletops, standard American size aperture. We also have an EU version which is longer and narrower for different size or different manufactured router tabletops. One of the main features of the router lift is the pure air inserts, which are toolless, very quick and easy to take out and change over. Just push them down, pull them out, and pop the next one back in. They've also got leveling screws so you can make sure it's dead flush with your aluminium top plate. Comes with 5 different insert rings, 16mm being the smallest, getting gradually larger, or a full complete blanking plate if you want to use this as a working surface in your workshop. Also comes with the adjustment handle, a guide pin, and the Allen keys for all the setup. The Allen keys can be used the minor adjustments on the plate, but also leveling the overall plate to your router tabletop. Also, the adjusting handle can be used to wind up and down the lift. Also, we can spin this bezel to a 0 position so we know exactly how high we're coming up, and then you can lock it off so you can have no cutter height loss once you've got him set up. The hard anodized plate top has been etched with millimeter marking so you can get your fence in the right position. We have rotation or direction of cutter, and also the direction of your feed of your timber into that cutter. So that's going to really eliminate any chance of kickback or any shocks that you're going to have. To fit the router into the body, what you need to do first is use the large adjusting handle and wind the carriage up so the O-rings on the 2 spindles are just touching the plate. That's the maximum height we can come to. Set the router lift upside down on some blocks of wood or plywood. We need to make sure there's a gap available here, because when we put the router body in, the idea of router motors and the main advantage is the collets will be through the top of the router plate, which makes it really easy for changing over and tightening up cutters. The ACCU Lift has been designed specifically to fit our AUK 2400 watt motor. So the body size is 4.2 inches or 106mm. Once we got him to this point, make sure you use the large Allen key that's provided to open up the router lift so it's going to accept the router body nice and easily. Take the router body, place him in the carriage, put him so he comes down to the full height of the router plate, and then bring him back up by 3-4mm, just so we make sure that the router is never hitting the bottom of the plate. The extent of the height is stopping on the O-rings from the 2 sliders. We can also use a 17mm spanner with these locking nuts to lock him down to here to make sure this won't come loose. Now we know the router is secure on the lift, let's go and get the router lift into the table. Our standard plate size fits in our AUK, INCRA and JessEm tabletops, so we can easily just pop this into place, and then we can use the corner screws for literally screwing him down, and also the leveling screws to get him perfectly level with the tabletop. Now that I've got my router lift installed and leveled up, and I put my fence back on, we can look at some more of the etchings that are on this router plate. This compact AUK tabletop does have millimeter etchings within the tabletop, but a lot of tabletops won't have that. So what we do have on our AUK plate is millimeter etchings on here, so you can move your fence forwards or backwards and get him set up. We've also got rotation of the cutter. This is the way the cutter's actually moving, and then we want to be pushing our timber in against it, and it's marked our feed direction for our timber. Also, we have a bezel on here, and the bezel you can actually use to see how much further you're bringing your cutter up and down. So if you've got a cutter in there and you know the height of it, but you want to come up another couple of millimeters, you can spin the bezel by hand, get him round to the 0 position, and then use your winding handle to wind him up to your final height. When you're there, use the handle to lock him off at that height, and you're ready to do your cutting. We really love the ease and speed of the changeover with our pure air inserts, but when it really comes into its own, it's when we've got it matched up with the pure air dust system for our router. When he's in there and the extraction's working, all of the dust is drawn down into the pure air dust system. The router is being fed fresh air to keep that good and clean and working well. The dust is being pulled down from the cutter and extracted through the back of the box and away, keeping your router clean, your workshop clean, and you healthy. The ACCU Lift is designed to fit our compact router table, our professional router table, but also INCRA and JessEm all have that standard American size router lift. If you've got more of a Euro style, which is narrower and longer, we also have a router lift that will fit that size tabletop. You can buy our ACCU Lift and all our AUK products at woodworkersworkshop.co.uk. Please follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and also on our YouTube channel.